Welcome to this educational and training video on how to update the software on your PI-Star configuration that can be used on hotspot devices to be able to go ahead and access the AMCOM global network, YSF reflectors, DMR, P25, in particular dealing with the digital user network of Wisconsin access. I'm your host, John Crook. My call is N9UPC. I'm the sysop for the Chicago 3103 AMCOM DMR server, as well as the owner of the DUNoW, which is the digital user network of Wisconsin. On today's training here, we're going to go ahead and cover the aspects of the DUNoW network how it relates to your PI-Star digital voice device. As you can see on the screen here, this is my PI-Star device. It is hooked up, but one of the biggest things that you want to go ahead and understand is that when you're running a PI-Star device, it is critical and important for you to have the most current software of the PI-Star device and on the PI-Star device. If you have older software on there, while it still may work, you may run into issues or you may run into problems when it comes down to being able to say, hey, where's this DMR server? Where's this YSF reflector? Where is this device in general? So today we're going to go ahead and show you how to do that. The first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to interface into your PI-Star device. I have this currently interfaced into my computer through the browser that you allow to do it, so you can connect your PI-Star, your Pi device or your hotspot device, whatever you want to call it. It's all pretty much the same term, to be able to connect it to the internet or connect it directly to the computer. From that point, as you see on my screen here, I have my PI-Star digital voice dashboard up for my call sign. I have that already set up and everything like that on there. And now what we're going to do is the biggest first thing is we have to get into the configuration menu. Now, when you're dealing with the configuration menu, it's located in the upper right-hand corner on here. But more importantly, you want to go ahead and double check up in the right hand corner here where it says up right here in the right hand part there where I kind of have highlighted blue. That's going to go ahead and tell you what version of PI-Star you're running, and then in addition it's going to tell you what version of the dashboard. As you see here, this is a dashboard version running of March 7th of 2024. Now, sometimes when you do this update that I'm going to describe here, sometimes it's going to go ahead and update the PI-Star software in general, and other times it's also going to go ahead and update your YSF reflector list, your DMR server list, whatever the case may go ahead and be. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over to upper right corner here. You're going to go to configurations, which I'm going to click here. Now, if you have not signed in to your configuration already, when first time you connect it to your device, you're going to have to go ahead and enter your username and password. The default username on there is PI-Star, so Pi-Star, and the default password is Raspberry. Now, some people may change that, some people may do that. That is totally up to you and however you want to do it. But to easily go ahead and do the update is all you're simply going to do is along the top line here, you'll see where it says update right there. You're going to go ahead and click it. Upon clicking it, what you're going to see is you're going to see this whole service running here, and it's going to go ahead and stop the services. It's going to look for the updated of the binaries. Okay, so biggest thing here is there's no digital voice binaries. They're saying their host file update is done on there. So what basically is happening here is that there's no updates for the digital voice binaries. That's fine. There's no updates for the PI-Star binaries. This is usually when they release a PI-Star update. Updating the host files, that has been completed. Notice this says no updates. There was an actual update on there. Updating the dashboard, there's been no updates. Updating the PI-Star firewall, that is done. Now, it does say kind of sometimes where it won't be able to open up some of these things like there. Don't worry about it. Lots of times this may have an impact on if you're connected to the internet or how you might be connected or how the access is to the device that you're using, the Raspberry Pi you're using, or the different type of devices you might be running on there. It's not always necessarily a Raspberry Pi. Sometimes this PI-Star software can run on other devices which are not Raspberry Pi. Lots of different issues out there, so don't get too freaked out about it. The biggest thing you want to do here is it says starting services, and it goes ahead and says done, updates complete, syncing disk cache before making the disk read only, and now it's finished. Now what this is going to go ahead and tell you is guess what? Everything is done. We can now go back up to our dashboard and then our dashboard is going to go ahead and run as normal on there. The biggest thing that you're going to know is if you go into your configurations and when you select the different modes, as you scroll down here, the different modes are going to go ahead and offer different aspects of what you may now be able to access, whether it's going to go ahead and be for Yaesu System Fusion of a YSF reflector, FCS reflector, a DMR network, whatever the cases might be. That is what we're talking about with updating here. And in this case, this update only did the host files. If there was an update that required more, you would see that screen that we showed you, that update screen. It would start to go ahead and list out a bunch more data. The biggest thing that we want to go ahead and stress to you is that when you are going ahead and selecting an update, let the update do its job. It may seem like it's stalled. It may seem like it's sitting there doing nothing. It actually does do a lot of different things depending on the update that you are doing. In this case, it just updated the host files today. It's a very small update. I recommend going ahead and updating your software anytime you want to try to go to a different reflector or a different server that may not be in there. That's when I would update the host files. Otherwise, on an average basis, I usually tell people update it once every 3 months, maybe update it every 6 months. Check out our Facebook group, DUNoW Digital User Network of Wisconsin, and we will post information there if there's been a Raspberry Pi update or a PI-Star update or anything like that you may want to go out and do it on there. Thanks for going ahead and joining us today on the short video on how to do an update to your Raspberry Pi device.